understand. You're in need of some advice.
How you doing? Welcome back to Feral Art. Let's paint. Okay, the first thing we're going to do today is layer our cups. I did shamelessly steal this color palette from Mina. I would say that I was sorry, but I'm not. I stole it because I thought it was beautiful. So, my colors will be in my description box. Let's just get these cups layered up. Everything in fluid art is all about contrast. Notice the way these cups are layered. Dark, light, dark, gold, white. Always do your contrast, folks. It'll help you out in the long run.
I'll try.
Okay, today we have an 18 by 24 inch level 1 artist loft canvas. And I am going to lay myself out a little runway here.
To be honest, though it's easier.
Wanderlust pour, which is a very Mina Villegas thing to do. So we're just going to start down here. These are always really challenging for me, so let's see if we can get her done. It was at this point that I realized that my paints were a little too thin, actually, for what I was planning. But at this point, it was either move ahead and see what happens or dump 2 cups of fine paint and start over. So I just decided that we would see what happens here.
And you can say that I'm crazy, that you're thinking already, but I'm telling you, baby, get up and get up.
Now the Wanderlust is 2 traveling straight pours going in opposite directions. So we're going to turn this around. Lay out a little bit more of this gold because we're going to be saving that outside and tilting this outside. Well, we're going to tilt it all, but you'll see what I mean. You probably already know.
Get up and get out. Get up and get out. Get up and get out. Get up and get out.
Okay, now we're going to take our second cup. Pray to the paint gods. These Wanderlust pours have always been quite difficult for me. I have a tendency to get impatient and not go slow enough. I have an impatient habit of moving my hand back and forth to make the pour look more like I think it should. This time I was really concentrating on just doing a wandering / traveling straight pour twice.
It's okay.
Now, for my flow extender, I have some very red-orange drips and leftovers from other paintings. So we're just going to use that. So why a flow extender, you may be asking. I doubt that you're asking, but if you are, the flow extender helps the paint move. A dry canvas is a thirsty canvas, and if I try to tilt this out over a dry canvas, the paint is just going to roll over itself. It's not going to work. It's going to look like a mess. So we want to wet up that canvas in order to let our design move and expand. Bye-bye, air bubbles. See you later. And now we're going to tilt. I'm going to go towards the ends first since the paint is already there. Before we start to move in earnest, we kind of just move the canvas around a little bit to find where the weight of the paint is. And then instead of just extreme tilting to one end of the canvas, you just kind of walk it down there so you can keep it even, keep it all nice and going at the same rate of speed. Turn it around, then we're gonna go in the other direction, sort of in the same vein. Like, don't just tilt it up real high and let it run. You're gonna lose a lot of your detail. And if you just move slowly, the paint will kind of keep its shape and move at a nice rate so you can control it. And the reason really for going toward the ends first, like I'm doing, is because you're already close to the ends. So why would you go, to the other sides first? It just makes sense. Now, if you like your composition at this point, you do want to move the paint back to the middle before you start going to the other corners so that you keep your composition in a way that you like it. If you just start moving it randomly, you're gonna skew all your lines and things. So that's why I always go back to the middle first.
Be broken. It's okay to laugh and cry. 'Cause when you try to see the problem, that means you figure it out. And you can say that I'm crazy, that you're thinking already.
I need to get the weight of my paint back toward the middle. We have tilted off a goodly amount. I'm pretty happy with that. Notice again, I'm moving slow. I'm not doing a big old tilt. I'm not trying to hurry here. Digging the cloud action, digging the lines action. Now you're gonna see here that I just don't have a whole lot of cells. I'm pretty okay with that, honestly. It's okay. So what are we gonna do now? We have just this sort of unapologetic river of gold, which I kind of like. Am I gonna golf ball it? No, that's just not my thing. It's just not. I like the way that it's making the lines move. I do. I think that's really neat. Am I gonna run anything through it? I really just don't think so. Let me look at it for a minute. I mean, it's a pretty wide line in some places. So I mean, I could do that. Do I want to? I don't think I do. I really don't think I do. So I'm going to torch it. I like it. I like it the way it is. I think it's cool. What do you guys think? Truth is, I did like it the way it was, but I also realized there was still a lot of paint on here, and I could keep the same sort of organic look, but still get rid of some of the paint that was going to make it move while it dried. So I just went about doing a little strategic tilting to keep the basic same look, but to get rid of some of the excess paint. That's just a call that I felt like I had to make.
But I'm telling you, baby, get up and get out.
As you can see, the overall look really isn't changing. It's just the excess paint is being allowed to leave, which is going to let a few things stretch out a little more without really screwing up the lines. Now, the time to stop is when you can see that your lines are starting to get a little woogie, so that's what I did.
And you can say that I'm crazy.
Okay. Okay. Let's come in for a little bit of a close-up. Okay, wet results. You can steal somebody's palette. You can use their technique. You cannot have their skill. And you cannot replicate their painting. Just doesn't work. And I wasn't even trying to. I just really liked Mina's colors together. So I swiped them. I knew that my painting is not going to look like her painting. I don't have Mina's skill set. That is okay. I like it pretty much. Kind of wish the gold wasn't quite as thick as it is. Don't really want to do the whole golf ball thing. Don't really want to run my finger through it because it's so thick. Because it is so thick, it would just look weird, I think. So, my cloud mix did its flipping job, though, didn't it? Look at that. So, there are our wet results. We have some pretty cool line work. I stopped tilting because it started getting a little wonky. Don't mind a little wonky, but I don't want it to be all crazy. So, there are our wet results, and now you know what time it is. It is sparkly hunting time. We've got quite a bit of sparkle going on here. And some of this, what appears to be white, is going to be pearl blue. So we never know until we get down to the dry business what's actually white, what's actually pearl blue. But here we are in the thick of things. That's probably going to be pearl blue. I really do like these colors together. Like really, really. And I think that, you know, we all have our own style. We all have our own skill set. We all have our own way of being and doing, and that is okay. I mean, it has to be. It has to be okay. You have to be okay with your own self. But look at the sparkles in there. So pretty. So all in all, Mina, thanks for your color palette. Mina is great at a color palette, man, and she can tilt. Yeah, she paints really well. The whole thing, all of it, from, you know, scoops to nuts is great. Me, I just do my own thing, baby, and let it preach, you know. Look at that gold. It may be thick and it may be a little obtrusive, but man, is it pretty. So maybe it's good that it's there. I don't know. I like the way that the lines come into it. I think that's really neat. I really am very fond of this one. It's strange. It's a little bit odd, but I'm a little bit odd, so there you go. So what do you think? We have some very cloudy corners. But look, we got some other stuff in there too. That's cool. So yeah. Bless her heart. She didn't quite behave like I expected, but I like her anyway. My lighting is going nuts. Anyway, you know what time it is now, right? Now it's time for me to go and live my life for a while. And in a couple of seconds, you're going to see it dry. Okay, here are the dry results of my Wanderlust-ish pour. This thing turned out really cool. I'm a little bit astounded by it. It is so matte. I haven't seen anything this matte in I don't know how long. And this has one part of Liquitex gloss, high gloss, super gloss, whatever it's called, and 2 parts Oatrol. And it looks like velvet. It is so matte. That's crazy. And the gold is very shimmery. I don't know whether you can see that or not. It's very shimmery. But this thing is like super ultra matte. I think it's kind of cool looking, actually. But anyway, the thing about this painting is I was mixing up paint to do a blowout. And then at the last minute decided I wanted to do a Wanderlust. And I did. I poured a Wanderlust. But the paints were thin. So I didn't really get fingerlings. But I really did get some cool lines and things of that nature that met up with that gold. And then when I tilted, it just did really cool stuff. The cloud mix went bananas. And so, yes, I did pour a Wanderlust. And I was so proud of myself, you guys, because usually I have a horrible time pouring those. And you know, bless it's hard. It tried real hard to do what I wanted it to. It just couldn't do it because the paints weren't thick enough. And that's pilot error. That's me. But that being said, I think this thing's pretty spectacular. I think it's just really cool. And what do you think? Do let me know. I think the colors are really neat in those parts right there. Yes, I do. Anyway, let me know what you think. And thank you so much for coming to spend your precious time with me today. I surely do appreciate it. You should know that by now. So before you go, make sure the subscribe box is clicked and give me a thumbs up, ring bell so you know when I'm making new content. Leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. I always do. So thank you very much. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.